In southwest Nigeria, the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria has threatened to ground activities in Lagos State on September 25th if the state government fails to lift the ban on activities of the Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria in the state. TUC accused the state government of violating the constitution by disobeying the ruling of the Industrial Court, which had ordered reinstatement of the union since April 2023. In September 2022, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu had suspended all activities of RTEAN over pockets of violence recorded in the state. Now, TUC National President Festus Osifo says the ban remains unacceptable to the Congress, adding that the Labour Centre has made all efforts to settle the disharmony, including involving the federal government, but it proved abortive. All right, to discuss the NLC and the proposed labor union strike, we're joined by Adeola Soetan, a public commentator. Thank you so much for joining us at this time, Adeola.
Yes, my pleasure. How are you?
Fine, thank you. All right, now, for the umpteenth time, the Nigeria Labour Congress says it's going to embark on a nationwide strike over failed talks with government representatives on petrol subsidy removal. Now, do you see this as an empty threat or another empty threat?
Because every day now, people go into poverty because of a harsh economic condition of the nation, which is aimed on petrol and the hike in the price of petrol. So I don't think we should look at it as just NSA strike. I think it should be people's strike, where everybody, affected by this ugly situation, by the spontaneous removal of the so-called fuel subsidy, and multiplier effects, and bombardment of people with anti-people, policies, hike in school fees, hike in taxes, hike in levies, hike in electricity bills. All these look like a deliberate attack by the government or the people to just kill the people. Because I cannot imagine. Take for instance, on Monday, we bought a piece of coated fish for soup, for sauce, for rice sauce, at 130 naira. By Wednesday, it has come to 150 naira. You start wondering, how do you expect people who are living below $2 per day to cope with it, for God's sake? Yet we have people living in affluence, displaying affluence to assert our sensibility in the same environment. You give somebody 30,000 naira minimum wage, he's going to pay in Unilag now if he has a child there, he's going to pay close to 250,000 naira per child. If in secondary school, you're going to buy books, a book that we used to buy for 5,500 is now 7,500. You start wondering, his government purpose is not to kill a citizen, and they are not even displaying it. You have 4 refineries, you refuse to do it, you don't do any of them. You have so-called oil thieves, none of them has been arrested, prosecuted, and jailed. None of them. And there's no way you can have oil thieves without having government thieves. Because there's nowhere in the world that you cannot trace oil movement. In your sitting room as MD of NNPC or Minister of Petroleum, you can trace movement of your oil. You can trace it. Where it's stolen, where it's going, how much was sold. But they are not doing this. All they are just doing is that attack poor people and struggling working class by the error and the corruption of the ruling class. I think NLC is very much in order. People like us are fully in support. My organization, Democratic Social Movement, is fully in support. A lot of people are in support. But I want to advise people that you cannot just continue to lament and pray and fast. That cannot help us. In 2012, we were on the street. We were at the airport. We are on the road. We are elected. We are in Ojota protesting. That was why the president of that at that time, even those who are now killing us with hike everywhere now, they were part of those protests. So you start wondering, is it a crime to vote for government? Is it a crime to be in Nigeria? It's so terrible. So terrible. Bag of rice now, when Tinubu came in, bag of rice was around 35,000. In my area, it's about 50,000 now. How do you cope with such? A tuber of yam that we used to buy, they call it Abuja yam, 1.5, it's now 2.5. The latest yam in town, the non-Abuja yam, and it's so expensive that instead of me buying 10, I just have to buy 4. So you start wondering, when are we going to enjoy this country? And they continue to tell you, be patient, as if patience is a buffet. And they are not patient. Obasanjo said we should be patient. We protested. Jonathan said we should be patient. Buhari, that they call Seriki integrity, that company is coming to resolve everything. For 8 years, it was agony. Now Tinubu came with all his promises that Amada Pada, he knows that they can hide fuel. He knows that there's artificial scarcity. He said, not the Kodika country, now petrol is 620 in my area, 650.
All right, Mr. Soetan, if you can actually hear me now, I would like to know what your thoughts on some of the what your thoughts are on some of the grievances of the NLC, which include increase in salaries and also rejection of the palliative measures so far, amongst others. Now, if you could remember, 5 billion naira palliative was actually given to to the various states of Nigeria. Now, how far do you think this amount can actually go?
Palliative. That palliative is just another arrangement to loot the economy. Because why do you remove oil subsidy, if any, and start doing piecemeal palliative that has been cornered by governors and party men across states? Why can't you do a structural palliative? How do I mean? Return back to the price of oil, because that is what caused the problem. When there is a problem, you look at solution. You can't look at solution beyond what caused the problem. All he's doing now is just, to me, meaningless. Now I've not even seen a palliative. I've not had anybody that in my area. I've not had anybody that say I collected palliative. I've not seen anybody. I've not even myself. I don't know. I don't even know where I've not been given palliative. No, none of my friends have received palliative. Nobody. And I've moved from Ogun, Oyo, Lagos. So you start wondering. It's just that government cannot think beyond rice and beans alone. And don't forget, Tinubu has been like that since his governor's day. So, rice, all those stuff. These are meaningless acts of governance. Go back to fundamentals. The palliative that is essential is for everybody not to know anybody. Go to petrol station and get your fuel reduced price. Go to rice market, get your rice with reduced price. Yeah, with reduced price. So that all those so-called palliative you are doing, using 5 billion, they should have used that, structurally, so that you don't need to know the governor, no local government, no councillor, before you can start getting palliative. That's meaningless. Effect is what we are saying. And you have to tackle the cost. And the cost, what is the cost? You remove oil subsidy and you jumpstart everything.
Mr. Soetan, sorry to interject. Still talking about the fuel subsidy, would really love to hear your thoughts on this. There was a report last week that fuel subsidy might be back because the federal government actually paid 169.4 billion naira a subsidy in August to keep the pump price at 620 naira per litre. What are your thoughts on this?
Allow market forces, and we know who are the market forces. Yoruba will say, that is, people are behind the Oro masquerade before you hear the sound. The so-called market forces are there, the capitalists, the private entrepreneur that they hand over our economy to. I issue a statement that if this oil prices is determined by dollar, this government will collapse. It's fundamental. There's nothing you can say about that. The government will collapse. And that is why they come with palliative through the kitchen. It's not possible. I bought fuel this morning for my generator. So what is going to happen if the dollar jumps to 1,500? So I'm going to buy maybe around 800, 900 with this economy. So I think the government has realized, or is realized, instead of coming out to say, gentlemen and ladies, citizens, we apologize for our error. We are going back to initial price. Look, if it does that now, all this lecture will come down immediately. The prices will come down immediately. That is the fact. Because we are in mono-economic Nigeria, we are in any slight adjustment, not to even talk about major adjustment in the price, is going to affect everybody, including a child, because everything we do is on oil. It's on oil. So, yes, they are practically, if I don't forget, Buhari did the same thing. When he came back, said, what did they do? They said, correct price. Later, they started introducing what they condemned when they were campaigning in 2015 that there was no oil subsidy, which they are right anyway. They now started using different economic terminologies to define, oil subsidy. Later, they came out openly that they're subsidizing. So how can you govern people with lies? How can you govern people with lies?
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Adeola Soetan, for your opinion on this particular topic. We appreciate you for your time. Sadly, we actually have to wrap up this conversation here.